Daf 56 is the very last final daf of the entire Masechta of Sukkah. And now it contains a pretty disturbing story and a really interesting lesson about parenting. At least I take it as that. So what are we talking about? We're talking about how all of the different groups of Kohanim, of the priests, come up to the temple, and they each have their ring where they would put the bull under when they would slaughter the bull for the offering, the big 70 offerings they take on Sukkah. And they have a special cubby hole they keep their knives in. Everyone's got this, except for one family. The family of Bilga doesn't. They have their ring. They've got a ring they had, but it's been permanently sealed, so it can't be opened. It can't be used. They've got to use somebody else's. And their little niche where they kept their knife, well, that's also permanently sealed. They've got to use somebody else's. It's meant to humiliate this family of Bilga. And so why Bilga? What is wrong with this family of Bilga that they're like permanently humiliated and can't have the same rights as all the other families have? And it says, well, there's a story of Miriam, the daughter of Bilga, and she kind of left the realm and married this Greek guy and turned her back on her family's heritage. And when the Greeks took over the temple, she runs in and she takes off her shoe and she slams it against the altar. Not considered a very respectful thing to do. She's slamming her shoe against the altar and she's saying, wolf, wolf. She's calling either the altar or the temple or God a wolf. It's like, here you are, you consume all of this stuff from the Jewish people during the good times, and here they are, they're being challenged and you don't stand up for them. So what is going on with that? I'm getting a phone call. I'm not going to take it right now. All right. So what is going on? Why is the entire family punished that? Okay, granted, she humiliated her family by saying this, but why is the entire family punished for all time as a result of this? And it says, you know what? Because we plant seeds amongst our kids. We give them certain ideas, and those ideas can grow. But no way Miriam, the daughter of Bilga, would have gotten to this point where she was so mad at the temple and mad at God that she slammed her shoe on the altar if it hadn't been for something that her parents must have said. So here they were, her father would go off to serve the temple. So maybe he didn't really do so with all that much joy. Maybe he said, the temple just consumes so many resources and people have to pay so much to keep the temple going on. Ugh. And then he went and did his job. But he had the opinion that maybe it wasn't such a good thing, but then he went and carried out his job anyway. Maybe there was something along those lines, but it just planted a seed in his daughter. And she took her father's little bit of anger, and in herself, it grew up to be a ton of anger. So that when she grew up, she was like, I want nothing to do with this temple. When they went and destroyed the temple, she wanted to run in and be part of that destruction. And really be angry at the temple for, see, you do all this, you take all this from the people, and you give nothing back. You don't give this protection when the people need it. So it's just one of those little things. We have to be careful about the seeds we plant in our kids, because we might give them a little bit of an idea and they might grow up to a really big idea. So we want to make sure the ideas we give them are healthy and positive. And that is the end of Masechet Sukkah.